Hi, everyone. GameHounds podcast. It's Edie and Nick. We are back. And
Hey,
once again, we have sort of a short show. I was just telling Nick that I have another concert to go to tonight.
Edie,
The
making all these plans without me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The John Cleese thing ended up being really great. It was
Oh,
essentially
good.
watching the Monty Python and the Holy Grail all together in a theater, and then John Cleese coming out and taking questions from everything about the show to,
So, did you watch?
everything.
You watch the whole movie?
Watch the whole movie again,
Oh, wow.
which,
Okay,
it's a genius movie. I could watch it all the time.
that's cool. That would have been
Yeah,
would have
yeah,
been
you
cool if he was like
told
providing
me
live
nay.
commentary.
Yeah, no, there was no live commentary, but
Oh,
yeah,
but
he was,
that's nice. He was able to come out and talk
and
about it.
he was lovely. He was lovely in that way of being, essentially lambasted, and would make fun of you if you were too American.
Oh, I
Every
bet he
time
had a
anybody
field
went,
day.
"Woo!" he was like, "Control yourselves. We're civilized here." Hey, hey, Corey Wallace, he's in the chat room. I still have to send you. In fact, I have the box now. I have to send you your mask.
Yeah,
No,
we also
you.
have to
Yeah, you
send.
won the mask.
We also have to send Mr. Maynard the
Right,
bag.
his thing. Yeah. In fact, I have to give you
You gotta
his
give me the
address.
address because I have the bag.
Okay.
I
All
know
right.
where it is, but I got to
Yeah.
get the bag
I
to
just
you
keep
so that you
forgetting
can
to
give
give
it
you
to
his
him.
address, and that's my fault. I totally
Okay.
take responsibility for that. In other interesting news updates, Monday, the construction will be completed on the house.
Wow.
Yep, at
I
least
don't
that's what I've
believe
been
it.
told. So,
I
yes,
don't believe it. I'll those fucking rats have set a trap.
after ghosting me for nearly 3 weeks, the contractor finally contacted me and said, I had shingles. I'm like, "Oh," and if you recall, shingles. Did you see me when I had shingles?
I don't think so. No. No, don't get a picture of it. Don't get a picture of it.
I will. It's not that hard to do. Just have to
I
go
don't
back.
need to see you with shingles.
Oh, it was impressive. I took a picture of myself every morning while I had it because it was so impressive. So,
You like those that's right. You were telling me you like those pimple popping videos, don't
oh,
you?
that's no, that was
You're
not
one of
pimple popping.
those
No, no,
people.
no, there were no pimple popping involved here.
No, I'm saying it's the same thing. It's the same general thing.
No, it's not the
The
same general
same
thing.
okay, look, I love body horror. I will watch someone get a knife stuck in their neck any day of the week, but like, oh my god, you show me someone popping a pimple and I'm out. I'm
Yeah, no,
out.
there's
No,
no pimple popping in
it's
this one.
I don't want to see realistic body horror. I want to see fake gory body horror.
Um, hey,
Oh, don't
what
forget the
year?
Mortal Kombat lanyard for Corey.
Right, right. I have a bunch of those. No, what year did Pokemon Go come out?
Oh, fuck, I don't know. I think 20 no, not 28 2018, 18 or 19? Pokemon Go. Or am I like way too late?
I think you might be too.
Pokemon Go is 2016.
There we go. Okay, it's 2016.
Okay, I thought we had a short show and
We do have a short show.
you're
Keep
spending
talking.
precious time
Tell me,
looking
tell
for a
me,
fucking picture of
tell
you with
me.
shingles. Okay, you know what? We're just getting into it. This is what I've been
Yeah, start
playing.
with what have you been playing?
Get,
Oh, here we go.
shingles. You gotta be fucking kidding me. What is I'm not even looking. I'm not even
No,
looking.
just look. Just look.
Nope. Nope. This is a
That's what shingles looks like. It was horrible.
don't care. Hell is us is right. You know what, Canadian dev, you are right. Hell is us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I woke up one morning and I looked like that. It was like, what the fuck is going on?
Okay.
Yeah, my whole side of my face just swelled up. So,
Audio podcasters, you're welcome. Be
so
thankful.
you played Hell is Us. Tell me Hell is Us.
Yes, I play more Hell is Us.
Mhm.
This game might be like an underrated masterpiece. This game might be fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Precious time on shingles and pimple popping. I know, right? What the fuck? Who? Look what I have to deal with. Look what I have to deal with. She was getting on my case the other time. God. Anyways,
Hell is us.
Hell is Us might be an underrated masterpiece.
Really?
It's got like the intricate level design of a Souls-like. I
Mhm.
went to this one level that was like one big church, and there were fenced off everywhere. One part of it was under construction, other doors were locked, and it had that looping quality that a really good Souls-like has, where you kind of explore a path, then you unlock shortcut to another path, and you just kind of loop and loop and loop until you go through the whole area. But it also had an Outer Wilds-esque environmental mystery, where as I'm exploring this area, I'm learning the history of this church. Why was this church built? What are all of the murals and all of the statues around this church depicting? And they're depicting a very specific point in time, a very specific event that had to do with the history of the country. And it's like, oh my God, as I'm having fun just exploring these levels, I'm also having this really compelling story told to me through the environment and through the puzzles themselves. And like, this is really, really cool. Like, as I learned more about, I said before last week that this is a game that kind of takes kind of an unflinching look at something like Palestine versus not Palestine, Ukraine versus Russia, or even Israel and Palestine. Just ethnic cleansing. You know, ethnic groups that have been at each other's throats for centuries, erupting into a civil war.
Mhm.
This game takes a conflict like that and adds a metaphorical layer to it with demons and monsters, right? Because you're fighting a lot of creatures. But it also doesn't shy away from the reality of it. It doesn't hide behind the metaphor in order to speak to a controversial political topic. It confronts that political topic head on. And so you have a game that recognizes the Palamist ethnic group used to oppress the Sabinian ethnic group until they split largely along religious lines, that there's a whole religious component to the ethnic groups, that the Sabinians then came into political power and used that political power to further oppress the Palamists. And then that exploded into civil war, but it's not necessarily a clean civil war along ethnic lines because other Sabinians are now revolting against their political party. And so I went into an area that was basically, you know, the Ministry of Truth. Like, what was the 1984? You've got the Ministry of like Cultural Propaganda.
Mhm.
I had to go to the Ministry of Cultural Propaganda, and it had been invaded by other Sabinians who basically broke into it and killed all of the politicians. And they're like, yeah, these fuckers have been stoking ethnic war for years, and we've got Palamists outside sniping us on the street. And so we got tired of these fucking politicians, so we came in here and killed them all. And it's like, oh shit. Like, it's dark, but it's also like interesting. And it doesn't shy away from the complex racial and ethnic and religious implications of like, hey, we have one ethnic group fighting us, but we don't necessarily see them as the enemy because they're the oppressed. So we revolted against the government that was the oppressors, even though technically there are people. Um, there's a whole ON peacekeeping group, which is supposed,
Like UN.
like the UN. And it's interesting seeing different people's responses to them. Some people are like, "Oh yeah, they're really nice. They help get me food. They helped me when no one else did." Other people like, "These fuckers don't care about the civilians. We shot a bunch of civilians right in front of them, and they didn't do anything. They care more about keeping the airports open than they do saving people." And
Mhm.
it's like, it's a fucking game. It has a spectrum, and it just takes a conflict like this and doesn't shy away from showing you every ugly and like honorable political aspect of it, while also creating a really interesting historical mystery. Has someone who was born in the country but was raised outside of it returns to the country, and is like tasked with uncovering the secret history of this religion. And
Mhm.
so there's almost a fantasy element to the world building because I'm learning about this secret religion, this, the history of this country that never existed. So there's that kind of fantasy element to it, but it's all grounded in reality.
Mhm.
So it's not like elves or magic or things like that, but it's still just a really interesting history and kind of the way that that history ties into the current conflict. I think it does all of that really, really well in a way that I'm kind of increasingly impressed by. Like, I started the game and was enjoying it, but the more of it I see and the more I see how it delves into all the different aspects of its world and story, like like I said, this might be an underrated masterpiece. This game might be fucking incredible.
Interesting. The more that I'm hearing about it from you, the more I think I need to play it.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the hell out of it. It does the thing where you learn a piece of information and you're like, oh, that connects back to this guy I talked to in the
Right.
other area. Let me go there and talk to him. And I'm playing it until like 3 a.m. each night because it's like, oh, there's just one more thing I want to do. I want to go over here. There's a new area that I opened up. But before I go there, I've got like these 3 other places I want to visit to like clean up side quests.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, it's really interesting. And I would say the combat is fun, but it's maybe the least polished aspect of it. Um, there's a lot of times in a fight where, especially now that I'm farther into the game, I'm hitting some points where the enemies will like two-shot me. And part of that's because those enemies are a little bit higher level than me. Uh, but it's still a little awkward trying to figure out their attack patterns because a lot of the enemies, have you seen the video, are these big orbs that float around and attack you. And so I can never quite get a sense of the parry timing. And I think part of that is because the parry timing changes with each weapon.
Mhm.
So a little awkward in that regard, but I do think the combat feels good once I get into a rhythm and once I figure out um, like how to use the different abilities that I have. I think it becomes fun. And thankfully, as I said before, there's not a lot of big boss run. There's not a boss in this game. Like, it's not that type of game. It does have some enemies that are harder than others, but because of the way I saved and because of the setting that I set it has, where if I die, it saves my progress, but I
Uh-huh.
respawn at the last save point. That means it's very easy for me to kind of keep fighting the same boss over and over again, to try it out, test it again and again, get a different weapon, try it again, get some different abilities, try it again.
Mhm.
It makes that process easy instead of me banging my head against it. I feel like I'm just experimenting. And in the
Mhm.
one time that I did fight an enemy that I was just kind of banging my head against for 30 minutes, dying within seconds, I realized, okay, this is a level 3 enemy. I don't think I'm at the point where I can take them on yet. I'm not doing enough damage to them. So I left that area and went to explore other areas in the game, and I'll return to it in due time once my
When you're
weapons are leveled
stronger.
up more.
Right. Right.
But yeah, I think this game is really good. I think the writing is like genuinely impressive.
Okay. I'm now utterly convinced that I need to play it. I'm wondering if I can play it on the Steam Deck.
Probably.
Might give it a
I mean,
shot.
it's on Steam, and
Yeah.
nothing about it
Well,
seems like it's really
just
that.
because it's on Steam doesn't mean it's Steam Deck optimized, you know?
No, I don't know. It might. I. It doesn't seem like the kind of game that would be aggressively. Uh, it's no Borderlands 4. Let's just tease that.
Okay. Okay.
um, but yeah, some of the art direction is impressive.
Okay.
Like, in the beginning of some levels, you get like a nice vast view. You got a mountain with fog around it that looks really good. And then off to the side, there's a city on fire with the smoke rising,
Wow.
mixing into the fog. And you're like, that's kind of beautiful, but also like, fuck,
Really fucked up.
this place is fucked.
Yeah.
This whole country is just fucked.
War is hell. Hell is
No,
us.
hell is us.
What else have you played?
That's it.
Okay.
Eventually, I'll go back and maybe beat Hollow Knight, but I think Hell is Us is a better game.
Yeah. And I'm gonna bring this up. See if I can.
Oh, AC Wraith says that the Steam page officially listed has unsupported on Steam Deck.
Oh, okay. Unsupported. Well, that is, I guess, something.
Yeah, I imagine you could still play it on the Steam Deck, but it's certainly not optimized for it.
Right. Well, I would love to bring you up some gameplay that you could actually see, but it is not available on YouTube because I think they just released it into the early access. But Be My Horde. So you know that I was playing the easy, normal, kingdom, normal. They have kingdom and they have hell and they have normal and they have hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I was playing normal and got everything leveled up and then lost all my save. So then I had to play it up again. And then I was playing it on the ROG Ally as well. So I was leveling that up at the same time as I was leveling the Steam Deck one, which was fine. Great. So I finally got almost everything leveled. I got everything leveled up. And I was like, all right, let's try Kingdom Hard. I lasted like 10 seconds.
Have you tried Hell Normal?
So then I tried Hell Normal.
Okay.
So it is like I last longer, but once again, you are now not leveled up enough. So you have to start again at that level. And hell, much more challenging.
I would
Like
think.
Kingdom, you just kind of run around and grab stuff, and it's essentially keeping up with rezzing new members of your army before at a higher rate than what they get killed. And that's kind of ultimately how you win. With Hell, you have the additional problem of obstacles within Hell. Pits of
Okay.
lava that just randomly open up. The devil randomly shooting things at you in
Yeah, fucking
different
devil.
ways and times. The enemies have the same kind of levels of tiers, like, they have imps instead of villagers, and then they have bombers instead of like whatever the next one level is. So they have different different types of classes, different tiers along the same line. However, they are much, much harder. And it opens up where you actually start to build your character. You earn a different kind of little currency that you have to trade in for coins. And those coins, 1 coin each, allows you to, and it's the same kind of like progression tier. Like you have a grid and you open up one, then it opened up 2 more.
Oh, you got a whole skill tree now?
The skill tree.
Ah.
Yep. So now it's a skill tree that you're working on to try to.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is much, much more challenging simply because you can't just walk in a straight line. You've got to and things are changing constantly, like flame tornadoes being sent at you. And then bombers, like every once in a while, things will just start bombing everywhere around you and you have to avoid where the bombs are dropping. And then there is this one I really, really love, where all of a sudden you see this red line going through. And if you stand in the way, he's actually pitching hot lava at you. In that line. So you have to constantly stay moving, kind of almost in a diagonal to kind of switch back, because all of a sudden it'll show up and it's like, okay, out of there. Okay, show up and it goes this way. Okay, now it's going this way. Now it's going this way. So you're constantly having to stay out of it. Meanwhile, you're killing stuff and then trying to res things. So you could have a big pile of dead things and you can't go get them yet because you have to wait for that thing to go by before you can go get it. And sometimes that can make the difference between whether you live or whether you die. I have yet to beat Satan. I have now gotten, yesterday I was able to get to the level of actually needing him for the final fight.
Okay.
and I instantly died.
Ah,
The second time after leveling up a little bit more, buying a few more skills in the skill tree, I was able to I've gotten to him, but now it's his actual fight. And his fight is much, much more technical than fighting King Richard in the kingdom level. So the difficulty at a certain point, it just gets stupid easy. And like I said, Chris was asking me, is there any strategy to this? And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, not really. But I'm like, oh yeah, loads of strategy. Now there is a strategy.
now there really is loads of strategy.
There really is, and it's bob and weave. It's bob and weave the whole time. So it's actually getting really good and really challenging again, but just at that level where it's just enough, where it makes you want to play again because it's like, oh, it was so close. You see improvement every single time you go in. You see that buying an extra couple of skills really makes a difference. Not enough of a difference where you can waltz through it, but it gives you that just enough feeling of improvement that when I do beat the devil, it's going to be like, yes, I did it.
That's nice. That's a tough balance to strike, but when a game does, that's the sweet spot.
It is very, very, very well balanced, and I'm looking forward to what Kingdom might be in hard, because I did not anticipate that there would be this kind of technical gameplay out of it. So I'm wondering what Kingdom's going to be. Is it just that it's Kingdom and it's just harder, or is it going to start making things harder and keep that level of technical gameplay? So we'll see. But I'm very much enjoying it. And yeah, that's about all I'm playing. Yeah, so that's it. That's it for me. Anything else before we move on to the news?
That's really it.
Oh, the other thing I did want to mention, I have to go back to it. Stand by. I have to go to it. I got today some pre-release playtest keys for a game that is called, let me go to it. It is called Mayyyybeeee. It is going to launch into early access on Friday the 26th. So I guess that's next Friday. It is a 1 to 4 player co-op horror extraction game where you and your friends must escape a collapsing rift while being hunted by a monster that adapts to every move you make. Now, the early access is $24.99. So it's not cheap. I have a pre-released 4 test keys. So keep your eyes open, everyone out there. I will be putting it onto the Discord, and we will be releasing 2 of those playtest keys. But we have to make a deal that we play it together and stream it.
Oh, yeah, I would do that.
Yeah. Come on, you're going to get me into a horror extraction game? Of course you're going to do that.
I mean,
we would love to do that.
We still need to play Phasmophobia.
Only when you win the bet. That being said, oh, here it is, Macabre. Thank you. Hold on. There's the link to it. So let me see if I can pull it up.
For years, when I was a kid, I would see that word and say, "Oh yeah, Mayyyybeeee." Oh yeah, that's very Mayyyybeeee.
MAC. MAC.
Oh yeah, AC Ray suggests we rename the Pack Swag channel to a General Giveaways channel.
Okay, that's a good idea. All right, so let me raise the volume here, and we will look at the preview together. All right? Let me know if you can't hear it.
No. Sounds good.
Oh my God. You know, ever since you showed up, Mayyyybeeee has been on our trail. Feels like we're getting close to something it doesn't want us to find. But
Didn't expect the Australian
lucky for
accent.
us, I've got a little project in the works. A way to punch through the rift. Of course, I'm going to need a hand. I can drop you into any timeline, but once you're in, you're on your own.
All right, I've got your signal. Remember, that thing is a real bastard. It'll hunt you to the edge of time, so don't piss about. Keep your head down.
That thing's a
grab what I
real
need.
bastard.
If we can get the Rift link back online, maybe we'll finally figure out where the hell we are. Where to go next?
Boy, look at that. Bro, they got
Okay, all right.
Just make sure you extract before shit hits the fan, or I'll be yanking you back the hard way and you'll lose everything.
All right, so it's coming
So,
up.
what do you reckon? Stick with me, follow my lead, and maybe we'll make it out of this thing together.
All right, so that is it. We have 4 keys for that. And so we will have access to it early before its actual early release date. So yeah, we'll change the giveaway channel, the PAX swag bag channel, to a giveaway channel, and we'll discuss in there. But here's the deal: is we're going to have to create a date where we all play it together. So and it's Steam, so it has to be PC. But we're going to have to play this together, and we're going to have to stream it. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
I haven't.
Think, next Saturday, I probably have a lot of time.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see. But bitters, yeah, it does look cool. And you can absolutely hear me screaming the entire time. I am going to die a lot.
Look, you know what they say. You don't have to outrun the bear.
You just have to outrun the other guy that
Yep.
you're with. Yeah.
Maybe shoot him in the foot.
Yeah, I'm just going to start running, and I'll just keep running away from all of you guys.
But it's a stealth game, so that's going to create noise, and that will just attract you.
Yeah.
That'll just
true.
make you bait.
That's true. Well, beside the fact, that looks pretty cool. I
Yeah.
think it might be fun, and it's perfect for October. So, all right. Anyway, so keep that in mind. The game, once again, is macabre.
Okay. Oh, I should also mention though, October, I will take off like the month of October. I won't be able to podcast.
Oh, that's right. You're going to be getting married.
Yeah, like celebrating
Ooh.
every weekend in October.
Oh my. Okay. All right. We'll have to work on something. I mean, you did this for me. I may just have to gameplay.
Yeah, just stream something.
games.
That's
Stream games.
fine.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So that being said, oh, you know what we didn't do? Hold on a second.
Nope, we don't have time for the music. We got to keep moving.
Okay,
keep
we're gonna
moving.
keep moving. All right, hold on a second.
Music?
Hold on.
What music?
Yeah,
This
there we go.
podcast discusses video
Welcome
games,
to
culture,
yeah.
and technology. And
No,
these podcasters are big,
yeah,
fat potty
Jack
mouths.
potty mouths.
If you're younger than 18 or are easily offended, please
don't
stop this podcast now.
podcast.
Oh, and your mom said to take out the trash and do your homework.
No. Okay. All right. There you go. There you go. That's the music. And now we're done. And now let's go to the news sounder. Are you ready for the news? Let's hit the news. This is the GameHounds news, the news, views, and commentary of the weekend gaming with Gamer Edie and Nick Nicole. Our first item is
I guess I'll start with what I thought. It went under the radar unexpectedly, which I thought it would get bigger outrage. Did you think the Xbox was too expensive? Well, guess what? It's going to get more expensive.
It's going to get more expensive, especially the high-end one.
Remember when Microsoft raised their prices a couple months ago? They're doing it again.
Mm-hmm. Another $20 for the lower models, $50 for the medium models, and $70 for the high-end model.
So now the Xbox Series X 2 terabyte, the high-end version, is $800, which is $100 more than the PS Pro. By the way, did the PS Pro go up in price?
That's a good point. I think it did. Let's see.
PS Pro, yeah, it's $750 now.
Yeah. So it's $50 more than a PS Pro. It's $799. So give me the actual prices.
Okay. So highest end Series X 2 terabyte is now $800. Regular Series X with a disk drive is $650.
Mm-hmm.
Series X with no disk drive is $600.
Mm-hmm.
Series S 1 terabyte is $450, and the Series S with 512 gigabytes is $400.
Right. So the S512 and the S 1 terabyte have gone up $20. The Series X digital and the Series X have gone up $50, and the Series X 2 terabyte has gone up $70.
And they've all gone up about $180 to $130 from their initial price, which is
Right.
crazy to think that, like, normally consoles go down in price. That's how everything works, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now, us early adopters, we got it cheap.
We could sell it for a profit.
Yeah.
Actually, we could have done that when we bought it too, but in fact, it's, and of course, this has to do with increasing prices for cost of goods, but also tariffs.
Yes. Microsoft specifically mentions we made this with careful looking ahead. We continue to focus more. No, where was it? Oh, yeah. Changes in macroeconomic environment.
Mm-hmm. AKA tariffs. In
Yeah.
fact, the girl child had a tariff moment when she had pre-ordered an album from I believe it was a K-pop group, but she pre-ordered the album and it was coming from England. And she was like, I just got a notification that the album is delayed because it dropped last week. I'm like, I got notification that it's delayed indefinitely. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? And she goes, it delayed indefinitely due to tariffs. And I'm like, ooh, you know what that means? And she goes, they're going to have to pay more to get it in. I'm like, no, sweetie, you're going to have to pay more to get it in. Tariffs are charged at the point of entry, meaning the person bringing it in pays the tariffs, which means that's you. So they're going to come back to you for more money for you to get that album that you pre-ordered. In the meantime, they're trying to figure out how to do that, and you don't have your album.
Yeah.
This is tariffs. This is now affecting you. This is why everybody was so upset about tariffs, and everybody your age was like, "Who cares?" Now you care. So yeah, a real world moment. I'm like, this is the new reality, guys. Until we figure out what this whole chaotic environment of tariffs on, tariffs off. How much? I don't know. Well, it is this today. What's it going to be tomorrow? I don't know. That's what you call macroeconomic uncertainty. So
Yes.
yeah, that does not surprise me. And I would imagine even when tariffs get settled, I will bet you, in fact, you can even bet me on this one, dollars to donuts, as I always bet dollars to donuts. I will bet you that those prices will not come back to what they were. They might go down, but they will never go down to what they were, because as we know, they were already selling both the Xbox and the PlayStation for less than those actually cost. They were selling those at a loss already. They're not going to stick, now that they've raised the prices, now they have a little wiggle room. They could bring it down 80% and get like, oh, hey, we've dropped our prices. It's like, yeah, but not all the way. And it's like, yeah, you're right. Macroeconomics.
No.
Times change.
They won't. They won't lower the price. Flat prediction.
You think this is going to be the price forever, even if they get rid of the tariffs?
Yes, because by the time they get rid of the tariffs, we're going to have the PS6.
True.
Or like they'll be talking about the PS6, and then it will come out and it'll be $1,000, and people go, "Oh my God, why would I pay $1,000 for PS6 when I can get a PS7 Pro for a steal at $750?"
Yeah, true, possibly. But anyway, yeah,
leads us into another story. I saw you had written about the ROG Ally X.
This is early reports, not confirmed. Suggestions that the price of the ROG Ally X may be better than what I had assumed it was going to be. So
yeah, because those are about what the Ally is now. But that also makes me think if Microsoft is raising the prices on the Xboxes now.
Yeah. So, this has come from IGN writer Destin Legary. He said his local Best Buy, because remember, the ROG Ally X, in theory, is less than a month from launch.
It's coming out
and
in
we
October.
have no price on it yet. Nothing has been announced. So, according to Destin Legary, his local Best Buy indicated that there would be a $549 version and an $899 version. He called to ask about it. That's what he was told by his local Best Buy. Not official, but pretty interesting.
Yeah, I
So
mean, businesses probably should be getting some price by now, right? They need prices to put up signs. They need to know much to charge.
Exactly. They need to prepare for it. So if that's the case, what's the current prices of ROG Ally?
It's about that. I have to look up the specific.
Anybody in the chat room know this off the top of your head?
Yeah, the ROG Ally X is $900.
That would be $899. Yep.
Yeah. And what is I think, $500 for the regular Ally.
Okay, so the regular Ally would be, if this is correct, $50 more, but the ROG Ally X would be the same price. Which would be an interesting situation if that were the case, because who wins on this one? If one is the same price and one is more.
Okay, yeah. So the ROG Ally is $500, but the ROG Ally with a Z1X chip is $650. But then the ROG Ally X is, I believe, a different, more advanced one, and that one is $900.
Right. So it seems like the ROG Ally Xbox, the ROG Xbox Ally, both the Ally and the Ally X version, there's only two versions, he was given two prices, $549 and $899. Now, what those apply to, I would imagine the $549 is going to be the Ally, and the Ally X, whether it be the X with the X1 chip or whatever it is, or the lower one.
I think it has the Xbox. The ROG Ally Xbox has like a slightly more advanced chipset. So in theory, the ROG Ally Xbox X is a more powerful handheld than the ROG Ally X itself.
In
but
theory.
Not significantly. I think more the OS is the bigger selling point here, I think.
Yeah. But also, interestingly enough, this actually makes it very, very competitive with the Steam Deck and the Steam Deck OLED.
Yeah.
Because the Steam Deck is...
It's like 600, right? I think the highest end version of the Steam Deck is like 800.
Yeah, 800. Incidentally, I have something to show you.
Oh no, did you break the Steam Deck?
I don't know if I want to tell you this whole story.
Okay, wait. First, I have prices.
Yeah, okay.
Base model 256 gig LCD is $400. 512 gigabyte OLED screen is $550. And then the 1 terabyte OLED is $650. So the highest end for Steam Deck is $650.
So yeah, no, I still have my ROG, or my Steam Deck.
Okay. Did you steal it from someone?
No, I bought another one.
I mean, it makes sense, right? Because you don't know when you're going to lose this one. You lost it for a year.
Here's what happened. I meant to take it with me to my house because I had to meet with a contractor or somebody to come give me an estimate.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, I'm going to take it with me. And it was kind of a chaotic morning because I was kind of throwing things into the car, getting the dogs in the car, and I had that, and I was like, all right, I'm going to put the, don't forget. And I remember putting something on the roof of my car and saying, don't forget that. Well, then I get to my house and where's the Steam Deck? Fuck, I must have left it at the house. So I went looking here everywhere I would have put it and never found it. And I'm like, fuck,
Did you pay for it or did you find it behind a shelf?
Well, I was like, fuck, did I leave it on the roof of the car? I would have heard it if it fell off the roof of the car, but it was a weird morning. I'd had a little, I'd imbibed the night before, so I was feeling a little rough. My brain wasn't on full cylinders. Could I have done that? And it's like, I looked and I looked and I looked and I looked for better than a week. And I'm like, I must have driven off with it on the roof of the car. And I'm like, do I want to get another one? So
this fucking console.
So I bought one and I'm like, well, if I'm going to buy one, let's just get the OLED, right? If we're going to buy another one, let's just get the OLED. So I bought not the high-end OLED. This is the slightly less than high-end.
Yeah, the middle one.
Right. And I bought another SD card, another 1 terabyte SD card. So that I had it. It's like, all right, that sucks, but okay, it's happened. So I get this thing in the mail. I open it up. I load it up. I get it all set.
And there's 2 consoles in there?
No. And I'm 2 days ago putting the dogs together, right? And I'm like hooking the dogs up and I look up and next to the Panavision camera that's in the hallway, right underneath it, there's my old Steam Deck. And I remembered as soon as I did it, I'm going to put that here because that's the safest place in the world because it's right next to the Panavision camera.
I'm going to put it
here. As soon as I saw it, I looked at it and I'm like, motherfucker. So now I have 2 Steam Decks, the original low end and now the new OLED.
Well, see, this is probably good because chances are you will lose one of them.
Well, I'm going to get rid of one of them. This question is which one? Am I going to return that one, which I really didn't want to spend that money?
I mean, that one would probably be the easiest to send back because
yeah, I could totally send it back. Right, could just send it back. But I did side by side. It looks so much better. It really does.
Yeah.
See, this is that whole story about dessert. I finally tasted dessert and knew what I was missing.
Izzy said, you should put those Apple trackers on them.
I really should. I am such an idiot. I'm such an idiot. So fucking stupid.
Nah, it's an honest
And I was
mistake.
like, I'm not going to tell
Honest
Nick about this because I'm going to get nothing but shit. But I
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Because I mean, come on, it's that kind of story. It's highly entertaining.
It's entertaining for you. It's expensive
for me.
Yes. I'm now like more than $1,000 into these things. This thing I didn't even want. That Mr. Maynard convinced me to buy that I didn't want.
I think you've gotten your use out of it. I think he turned you around. You like it.
To me. Yeah. Now it's useful to me because now I have finally got my scooter. I have my apartment. I have a Steam Deck. I can commute now, finally. So that's what I will be doing next week is I will be actually commuting. So I will be actually have a good reason for it, which is like almost a reason why I do want to keep the OLED one.
Yeah. How long do you have to return it?
I don't know.
I would hang on to it for a bit because just in case. Right?
Just in case I lose both of them.
Just in case.
And by that time, the ROG Ally Xbox is going to be out, and I'll get that.
That's true.
Right. So I'm not going to probably want either one of these. I mean, that's the thing is I did say I wanted one of those. Anyway, so moving right along. The other big news: Borderlands 4 released.
Mm-hmm.
And it is an unmitigated success. They on Steam, the game peaked at 207,479 concurrent players just a few hours after it went live. And that's the highest peak, concurrent peak going. It's better than every other Borderlands that from before that came before it. The closest to that for concurrent players was Borderlands 2, which was very hotly anticipated. That had 124,000 people. So it's more than double what Borderlands 2 peak count was when it released. It is the #1 bestseller worldwide within the week. It jumped 7 spots right up as soon as it released and went live. That being said, it has been dubbed not Borderlands but Stutterlands. It's apparently a pretty rough version of Borderlands 4. It's really the technical state. It says the Borderland 4's long and frequent. I'm reading this out of IGN. Frequent shader compilation pauses come up several times in much of the criticism of the game. Unreal Engine navigational stutter. Apparently on PlayStation 5, the longer you play it, if you play it and you keep playing it, eventually it crashes your PS5. And it's worse for the higher end PS5s.
Like it starts well. It starts smooth at 60 frames per second, but there's some sort of memory leak issue. And so people are basically closing the game and restarting it every 2 hours.
Yeah, and that's what Randy Pitchford said, is that if you
well, also Randy Pitchford,
is this what this here for? He can't keep his goddamn mouth shut.
So Randy Pitchford has been tweeting through it because
somebody needs to take that account away from him.
He has said, it's a premium game for premium gamers. We don't want to hold anything back, and if you're having performance issues, that's it's a premium game. You need to upgrade your PC.
Yeah.
Basically, that was the worst of it. I'm trying to track down some of the other things he said, but he is basically just, this is fine.
Your settings are wrong.
Your settings are wrong. It's a premium game. We want it to be high end.
Yeah, no, it's all bad. And which is funny because the performance issue on the higher end console, the higher end PS4, is actually worse than the lower end PS4. His answer to it has been, you should restart frequently.
Oh yeah, no. He has also said, if you're not happy with it, you should get a refund. He's also said, try programming your own engine.
Fuck off.
Your own game engine.
And Randy Pitchford needs to shut the fuck up. Oh my God. What? Could somebody muzzle that guy? What is he thinking?
Let's see. He's talking with someone who is complaining about the performance. You made an analogy to a vehicle. I would not put a Ferrari engine in a monster truck and expect it to drive like a Ferrari. If you tell me about your specification, I can help you optimize your performance. I'm sorry you don't like being told to use DLSS, but that is the way. If you're not happy using the tools available to you to improve the frame rate, and you're not happy with the frame rate, you should play a different game.
Oh God.
So yeah, it's doing well, but weirdly enough, the CEO of the company is not helping.
Not helping at all. What a surprise! Randy Pitchford is not helping his situation. But yeah, so that's what's going on with Borderlands. I'm very interested. I have heard that the gameplay when it plays is actually really good. The story's very good. It gets a lot of praise for its design, but it's just the performance. And once again, just like Cyberpunk, I'm not buying it until it's fixed.
Yeah, I like AC Wraith. He tries to explain the trade-offs and options as if PC gamers haven't dealt with the settings.
Yeah, because we're all idiots. Yeah. All right, so my next item is speaking of making changes to your game, the exact opposite. So one of the things that has been, I guess, a criticism of Silk Song is that it is very, very, very difficult. Now, the person I went to the concert with, the John Cleese concert with last week, she actually played Silk Song, and she's like, "Yeah, it's way, way, way harder than its predecessor." That
And
being said,
well, the thing
have
is,
to commit yourself that you're gonna fail a lot until you stop failing.
because I've read a lot about it, I've heard a lot about it. It's hard. Just saying it's hard doesn't actually do a good job describing a lot of the issues people have with it. So, from what I understand, it is a hard game in that, like Hollow Knight, like any Souls like, the bosses are tough, and part of the challenge of the game is fighting these bosses over and over again, learning their move set, and beating them that way. But it's the kind of boss that you have to play multiple times in order to get through. It's also hard as a platformer where you're going to be jumping around an area. There's lots of traps, lots of enemies, lots of things that can kill you. So it's hard in those skill check kind of ways. But it's also hard in ways that are less compelling. It's got a stingy economy. It's got a very the runbacks to the bosses. You die at a boss, you got to spend a while getting back to that boss. And it's there's a lot of compelling hardness, a lot of compelling challenge, but then also a lot of time wasting challenge. And so, yeah, from what I gather, and Hollow Knight had this as well. And to hear Silksong kind of doubles down on it seems a little frustrating. Where the first 5 hours are probably kind of bad because you don't have a lot of abilities, you don't have a lot of movement abilities, and that makes the already hard platforming sections even harder. That makes the hard bosses even harder.
Listen,
so it's purposely, some parts of the game are just good and challenging and difficult. Other parts of the game, it ties your hand behind your back and then makes fun of you for saying, "Hey, this is hard."
Yeah.
So there's good hard and bad hard mixed together within the same game.
Right. Be My Horde is a good classic example of hard. You're going to have to fail a lot before you actually get to a level where you're not failing. But each time you play it, well, first off, it's only a half hour of your life, less than a half hour at the beginning because you die so quickly. But very rapidly, you start to feel an improvement. Within 30 minutes, 40 minutes, you're going to see an improvement and you're going to see yourself lasting longer and longer. That's a big difference than both Hollow Knight and Silksong, where you're talking about 5 hours. That's a lot of time to be putting into a game where you're just not enjoying it at all.
Yeah, I think the beginning of Hollow Knight kind of sucks.
Right. That being said, the actual news story is Team Cherry has decided to rebalance Silksong. It mostly because they don't want people to quit so early as they're seeing it. They did comment on the discussion around the challenging combat, the slow progression, essentially the suck before the good. So in a post on Steam, the team revealed that the patch for notes for update 1.0.28470, which is currently planned for release by the middle of next week, is going to contain bug fixes and, quote, slight, unquote, balance changes to the early game. So when they release the patch notes, some of the slight balance changes are going to be that the early game bosses, Moorwing and Sister Splitter, they've made a little bit easier. So you're not struggling so hard against those first two. The damage from sand carvers is going to be reduced a little bit. So you're going to also see some tweaks in the economy that you mentioned, the stingy economy. A small reduction to the prices of mid-game Bellway and Bell Bench, and a small boost to rosary rewards from relics and psalm cinders, as well as another boost to rosary rewards for courier deliveries. So it's going to be giving you a little bit more currency and costing a little bit less. So they're they're responding, I think, without trying to nerf the game down to easy.
Yeah.
They're just kind of like, okay, a lot of people are dropping out. A lot of people are not sticking around for the good part. They're leaving during the suck. We need to do something about that.
Which I think is good on them. Yeah, it's good on them. I like a hard game. Okay, so I guess with Hollow Knight, I said when I got that, I modded in the Stake of America that basically acts as a checkpoint before boss fights. Since I put that mod in, I've never lost a boss fight. I've never actually respawned at the check, because without the check, I would be nervous to go into a boss fight, because I'm like, if I die, I'm going to lose all of my currency. What am I going to do? So I would get to the boss, and then I would go all the way back, buy something, spend all my money, then fight all the way back and go to the boss.
Right.
Once I got that check, and the weight of that was lifted from my head, and I was like, it's a boss fight? Let's go. I haven't lost a fucking boss fight. Yeah. And like, part of me is like, dude, this game's kind of easy now. And it's not easy because
it's your mindset.
I didn't change the economy. I didn't change anything about the difficulty. I just lifted the stress of losing resources. And since then, I'm like, well, I'm just fucking kicking ass. And so I think that's part of the balance that a game like this wants to do, right? Where you want to put some tension on losing a boss fight. But if you do that too much, there was a review, I forget what website, I think it was VGC, Video Game Chronicles, had a review of Silksong, where they were complaining that because of the stinginess of the economy, it's a Metroidvania where instead of looking forward to exploration, you're always looking backwards at what you've been. So instead of being like a new room, I want to go explore that. You're like, oh, fuck, a new room. Should I explore that, or should I go back and buy something? And that tension kind of kills the fun of a Metroidvania. You want
it kills
to be
the game,
encouraged to explore the unknown. You want to be afraid of the unknown, but you want to explore that unknown. And there's a push and pull for that.
Right. It that kills the fun out of every game. I'm frequently reminded of many RPGs where I've spent way too much time in the tutorial areas or in the easy zone because I didn't want to go forward because I was enjoying the game now. And I knew if I moved to the next area, I was going to not enjoy the game so much.
Yeah.
So I just end up not progressing.
In the chat, AC Wraith, since Be My Horde is doing the RPG grind thing, though, Silksong expects real life progress.
Right.
It's a difference of balancing that. Yeah, they're different, I guess, different roads to the same destination.
Right.
And he says Team Cherry's original answer was to have more freedom going off the main path. Which, sure, that's true, but also, if I'm afraid of exploring the unknown and your solution is go to a different unknown area,
that's not fixing the problem. That's just a different unknown area.
Bartender says Dead Island 2 had some ridiculous boss fights, almost impossible to beat solo. Yeah, that's just bad.
But, well, no. I mean, I think that having some bosses that, especially on a multiplayer game, having some bosses
but Dead Island 2
really need help with, unless
Dead
you're
Island
somebody...
2 you're supposed to be able to play it solo.
Yeah.
If you have to play it co-op, then it's like breaking a core thing of the game.
I don't think it breaks the core of the game. I think that game was always intended to be a multiplayer game. That's how they wanted you to play it. And I liked the idea of maybe not an essential boss, but something sort of along the lines of like Millennia in not Dark Souls.
How do you not remember the masterpiece, the greatest game invented in the history of the world?
Because I didn't play it, because I can't play it. There's no way. Actually, I've been thinking I might want to play Elden Ring. Yeah.
Oh, don't tell Chris.
Yeah. Oh, no way. Mm-mm. That is the other
You know
nice
what?
thing
You know
about
what?
this
No,
is I can play things and not tell him I'm
Edie,
playing them.
Edie, during October when I'm not here, you should stream Elden Ring.
Fuck no, I'm not streaming Elden Ring.
Oh, that would
Jesus
be
Christ. I need to
awesome.
do this by myself in a dark room where no one can see. Mm-mm. No, no.
Oh,
I do not need that kind of ridicule in my life. I
I
already have low enough self-esteem. I do not need to add that of
join
public.
you. I would watch on Twitch if you streamed Elden Ring.
I know you would, and I just don't want to deal with that kind of public self-owning that I would be doing. You know, what happens on the internet, it stays on the internet, and I do not want 10 years from now somebody to go, "Hey, I discovered this like 60-year-old woman. She's dead now, but look how much she sucks at this game.
Why
Holy
would
crap!" And then I
why-
go
why would you
viral
care?
after I'm dead.
Why would you care?
I don't want to be known as that that old chick who couldn't play Elden Ring. No, 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 no. That's why I don't take didn't take nude pictures when I was younger, because those things stick around forever, and so does bad gameplay.
Okay,
Same reason.
I'll take that as a maybe.
Same reason.
Ace
No.
also suggests we could watch the remaining movies listed in Discord in October.
Ooh. That's not a bad idea. I could do that. I could definitely do that. We could have some group movies nights. I think
Yeah.
that's definitely a group movie
So,
days.
Yes, but anyways, I think it's good that Team Cherry is rebalancing things. Like, it's always good. I know some people complain about that, of like, oh, you nerfed this boss, but man, trust me, those bosses are still hard.
Yeah, yeah.
And so having 15 million people play test your game kind of gives you a better sense of balance than however many people play tested it before.
Sure. So, your next item.
My next item is let's go to a cool one. The DualSense controller got an update. And what this update does is it allows you to pair the controller to multiple devices at the same time. So that instead of having to pair it to my console and pair it to my PC and like constantly repair it to my console, then repair it to my PC, I can pair it to both. And then if you hold the PlayStation button and hit a face one, so like my PlayStation and triangle, it connects to my PlayStation. PlayStation button and circle, it connects to my PC.
Oh my
PlayStation button
God.
and X, it connects to my phone.
So smart. Why? That's such a smart update. Oh
Yeah,
my God. I
really
want to go update my
useful.
DualSense now.
Really useful, really cool. It only took 6 years for them to figure that
Figure
out.
that one out. Yeah.
But at least it's here, and it's a cool
Also,
update.
I learned something from an article. I have not tested it, but it was one of those clickbait articles that Chris found of like, I learned about this hidden a button switch on PlayStation, and it's changed my life forever. And I'm like, what is it? What is it?
What is
Did
it?
you
The
know?
X button?
Yeah, the X button. Ooh. Did you know that if you hold down the mute button, like there's a mute button at the bottom to turn off your microphone, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you hold down the mute button, it turns off all volume of everything. It mutes all the volumes. So it will mute the game. It will mute if you've got on the speakers going out to your television, it will mute that, and it will mute your headset.
Okay.
Which is kind of nice. I
Interesting.
did not know that. So it's like if you need to like shut up right now, you just hold that whole thing down, and apparently it kills the audio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're playing
Now I
late
haven't
at
tried
night,
it.
if you play it late at night and you hear your mom coming up the stairs, and you're like, oh fuck.
Fuck. Shh, don't say anything. Yep.
Oh, just quick aside. I was watching a streamer play some horror games like a couple weeks ago, and one of the games was you playing a game on like a Game Boy while your mom walks around. You can see her shadow, and she'll come up the stairs, and you gotta like hide under the covers. And then as she walks away, you pop up. And the game on the Game Boy is an actual video game. So you're actually having to play a game while watching for your mom coming up the stairs.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you know the name of it?
Oh, I
that's a
completely
great
forgot
idea.
about it. I could try to find it, but
I love that idea.
yeah.
It says, do Nick or Edie stream gameplay on Twitch, etc. Yeah, we do,
Sometimes.
but not that often. But apparently, I guess in October I will be.
Yeah. Occasionally.
Yeah. Usually it's Elden Ring, Nick running around naked in Elden Ring with his
No, that was Baldur's
dragon.
Gate.
So Baldur's Gate, sorry, Baldur's
Yes.
Gate, with his dragon dongle hanging out,
Yeah,
dangling
my
in
second
the wind.
tail.
His dangle, his officer dangle. All right, my next item is kind of timely with the, I guess, the big memorial service is today. So if, as you recall, the Republican podcaster and pundit Charlie Kirk was assassinated last week, and they have since arrested a suspect. Guy's name is Tyler Robinson, and I'm sure this is all not news to you, but just in case you were living under a rock, Tyler Robinson, I think he's like 22. He was arrested in connection with it, and they're looking at everything about this guy, trying to figure out what his motive was. What was he thinking? Because at some point, I guess he was Republican and he comes from a Republican family, but then he might not be Republican.
The problem is that, and I would recommend everyone subscribe to a newsletter called Garbage Day. It's basically like kind of a tech commentary news article, but the guy has like some of the most astute, thoughtful commentary on how technology interfaces with politics and the combination thereof. And one of the things he mentioned about the assassination in particular was how it's part of a trend of basically violence has meme. That like there was one person earlier in the year that like basically admitted, hey, I'm gonna shoot up my school on 4chan or something, and then did it. And as he did it, he made some sign, and then the next event that happened, someone made the same sign, basically calling back to that. Well, it's like these acts of violence has a meme, and that this kind of falls in line with that, given all the things that he wrote on the bullets. So basically just variations of a terminally online person that don't have any real politics to them beyond mockingly. Beyond like sarcasm.
Like, hey, it's a bunch of stuff, I guess, that was scratched into the bullet casings, the shell casings that they found, included things like, hey, fascist, catch, and other stuff that call back to Helldivers.
Yeah. One of the stratagems, up, down, left, right.
Yeah. Also, well.
Oh yeah.
Because
Charlie
of
Kirk
this,
was killed by a meme. Garbage Day.
Because he's also A, 22, B, obviously plays video games. They're crawling through his entire history about everything, and one of the things that they have been crawling through is his Steam account and his Steam history. So the agents are working with the FBI to study his behavior and online activity. Of course, that does, like I said, include his hold on a second, where did I just lose it? Include his gaming history, and they are trying to build a profile on him, according to one of the people who asked not to be identified, that are not authorized to discuss the investigation, but they are looking at his Steam history. He had an 11-year-old Steam account reviewed by Bloomberg, Jason Schreier at Bloomberg. That did, and the account has had for 11 years under Donald Trump's name. And according to reports, the games Robinson spent the most amount. Oh, he played 399 hours of Helldivers 2. to start off with. But the games that he played the most amount of time playing was the puzzle game Pick to Pix, the first-person shooter Deep Rock Galactic,
Yeah, the
and
co-op mining game.
right. And also he played 126 hours of Power Wash Simulator.
Ban it.
He
Ban
also
it.
actually the number one game that he played for like something like 1,500 hours was Sea of Thieves.
Ban it. Sea of Thieves
So-
is turning people into killers.
Yeah, they're not really finding much. Thank God they're not
No.
finding much. I mean, yeah, he played some Counter-Strike, he played some Call of Duty, but the things that he
Because-
played the most were
yeah,
Sea of
fucking
Thieves,
Everyone plays
Power
Call of
Wash
Duty.
Simulator, Helldivers, and Pick to Pix.
Okay,
and Deep Rock Galactic.
I have a story about Call of Duty that
Oh, also Viscera cleanup detail, which I haven't heard about, but I would imagine it's around the same thing of like.
I've seen that. It's basically like you're cleaning up a murder scene.
Yeah. Same
like,
idea
But
of
it's
Power Wash
cheeky and
Simulator.
fun. Yes.
Mhm.
Power Wash Simulator, but like with a cheeky horror angle.
Right.
So yeah, those don't give you. It's the same way if you looked at my Steam to try to get a sense of who I was as a human being. It's like, I don't know. He plays some horror games. He certainly bought a fuck ton of stuff, and he played like 1% of it. Like, yeah. You can't tell someone's personality generally by the media they consume. You can
Mhm.
probably tell it by the political media they consume, but not by the entertainment media they consume, because it's entertainment. It's meant to be something separate from your normal life, right? You
Right.
watch it to escape.
Right. And also related to this, because of this killing, of this crime, the government has been called to to hearings now to investigate online extremism and violence stuff that might be happening in some of these game related applications. So apparently the CEOs of Reddit, of Twitch, of Discord, and they have called Randy Pitchford.
Don't call Randy.
Oh God,
Oh,
do not call Randy Pitchford about anything. No, Gabe Newell. They were calling him Gabe Newell.
I saw
Steam.
one of the best comments I saw was they should ask him, was Half-Life 3.
Yeah. And I think that one of the things that they will be asking Gabe Newell about is that in November, Bloomberg, Jason Schreier, reported that extremist images and phrases proliferated on Steam, and the Anti-Defamation League Center on Extremism identified 1.83 million instances of extremist or hateful content on Steam. I would imagine Steam, maybe more than Discord or Twitch or Reddit, Steam is probably very much going to be called on the carpet because there's numbers behind that. They've got studies.
Don't know about that.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see what happens, because a lot of that extremism is right-wing extremism.
Well, the Anti-Defamation League obviously focuses on anti-Semitism, and that is one of the things that Donald Trump has been pursuing, or at least his outwardly saying that he's been pursuing, is anti-Semitism in universities and companies and places where he deems it necessary to investigate or, like give a hard time to.
Anti-Semitism is a staple of right-wing extremism.
Yes. But it is also a staple of extreme left-wing. It hits both.
In a different way.
In a different way, for totally different reasons.
Well, because
one of them just hates them because they are. The other one hates them because of what they've done.
Because they're committing genocide.
Yeah, let's not quibble about who killed who, but
let's not. That's Oh,
Yeah,
who's
yeah, but
committing genocide? Who's invading? Who
right.
shot who?
Who shot who?
Look, just because I'm holding the gun and it's smoking, that's circumstantial. It's
No,
circumstantial.
I am calling back to that scene in Holy Grail where like the guy is standing there with the bloody knife and like let's not quibble about who killed who.
Yeah.
The that is a unifying kind of theme. If you're going to pick one thing about the the extremes of both sides of that kind of ideology, anti-Semitism runs both ways on those. So that's why it has made a very, very convenient.
Yeah, I think AC Wraith makes a good point. Leftists I know don't confuse the problematic country with the religion.
True. But like I said, it's for different reasons.
Yeah, AC Wraith, you're
and
thinking about
coming
it
from different
rationally. Let's think
places.
about it politically.
Exactly.
How do we score political points?
Right. It's like they're coming from totally different places of
But again,
why
like
what they say might be construed as or is.
But I'm also very curious
anti-Semitic.
how this hearing will go.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we assume that this hearing will be mainly led by Republicans, since they control the Congress, but they're also the ones who laid into these same social media platforms for censoring speech. But now they want to lay into these platforms for allowing speech. And I'm just very curious what the questions asked will be, what are the specific issues they will bring up, because like there's obviously none of this kind of matters because none of these services actually led to his radicalization.
I don't think that kind of sort of matters. I think that more so, you look at congressional hearings of the past, you would have places like when Meta and Zuckerberg was brought in front of a congressional hearing. Did it actually materially affect Facebook? No, not at all. But that was under a different administration. And if one thing is very clear about the current administration is that they will absolutely retaliate in ways or make decisions in ways that no other administration would make about something that they perceive to be a slight, i.e. threatening broadcast companies, television, broadcast companies to have their FCC license suspended because he didn't like something that was said by a talk show host. That's unprecedented. That is unprecedented in history. And I think that the fact that Reddit, Twitch, Discord, and Steam are all being brought up in front of a very, very highly energized congressional hearing, I think is very scary and should be very scary for all of them. That they should be very afraid that something might change that would make doing their business very difficult, regardless of whether it's legal or even ethical to do. I don't think that matters to this administration.
No, but again,
as someone who is a shareholder of Reddit, had a lot of money in Reddit because I bought it at the IPO and I made a lot of money on it. It's worth a lot of money. I've got a very, very, very large, that's a big part of my portfolio, and I'm a little scared. I think Reddit of all of them is probably going to be the least affected. I think that Steam...
Really? I would say Reddit might be the most affected.
Discord. No, I think Steam and Discord are going to be the ones because those are the ones that are specifically connected to the Charlie Kirk killing. Those are really good headline things, like video games. Reddit's everything. Reddit's like, I need a recipe for
Reddit is
SpaghettiOs.
Reddit is the biggest. It's basically like the biggest quality social platform.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're Google searching, if you're looking for something on Google, you don't type in recipe. You type in recipe Reddit to actually get a result, right?
Right.
And because of that size, and because it's kind of the bigger fish, that's why I suspect it would be in more danger of being targeted. Whereas Steam and Discord are both smaller in scope and in purpose. Like, yeah, we host video games. Discord is a bit more general, but from what I've seen, like they kind of have evidence to say, look at all the posts he made on Discord. Nothing was done here.
And remember, that kid that did the espionage and they caught him, he was disseminating it on Reddit, in a Reddit group. Remember that like 18-year-old kid who sent
Vaguely?
out
Wasn't that Discord?
information on, what was it, on Ukraine? Confidential documents, like took pictures of confidential documents on his like countertop and then sent it to the Reddit group.
Mhm.
I believe that was Reddit. Here's also another thing to consider that may play a role in this of who's going to be most affected. Of the four, Reddit, Twitch, Discord, Steam. Twitch is a division of Amazon. So it's not it is public, but it is a division of a larger public company.
Jeff Bezos already paid the tithe, so it's cool.
Got it. Discord is Discord is privately owned. Valve, Steam, privately owned. The only one that is publicly owned that has stock and shareholders, which it does not take much to make people like me to mass sell off our shares. Just dump them. So you don't have to put a lot of pressure onto Reddit. You don't have to threaten too much. You just have to threaten enough to make people like me sell my stock.
Yeah.
And that's not going to take much. Given what I've seen, it's not going to take much to make me bail because I am so exposed because I bought not very much Reddit stock when it came out. And it is now like 60% of my IRA at this point because it went up so much. It's a massive amount of money.
I mean, like
by comparison to everything else.
That's a good time to get out, right? Even without any controversy.
Right. And I don't want to sell it because I don't want it to go down for that kind of stupid reason. But at the same time, I got to think about me. I got to think about my retirement. And if I need to sell all of my Reddit just to save my IRA, save my 401k, I will. So I'm going to be watching this very carefully when the CEO of Reddit comes up. And I'm going to watch with eagle eye to try to get a sense of, which way that wind is blowing and because somebody's going to have to answer. Because they're on the warpath. Somebody is going to have to be a scapegoat. The easiest one is Reddit. Even though it is the least sexy, it's also the least interesting. It probably has the least amount of connection to the Charlie Kirk assassination. But it's also the easiest. It's the lowest hanging fruit. And
yeah. Like I said, I think it's the biggest fish of all those four.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the biggest fish simply because it's worth the most amount of, with the exception of Valve. But then again, Valve is only owned by one guy.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter, like Valve, so Gabe Newell loses $1 billion. Ooh, sorry. Gabe Newell will survive.
I guess he can't.
And it will go back up later
company.
on. He can always just release. He's got a vault full of shit we want him to release. He just has to release Half-Life 2 or Left 4 Dead 3. No problem.
They made those games like 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm. All he has to do is just issue another one and he'll be fine. But when you're publicly owned, you are exposed to in ways that private companies aren't. True. So we'll see. We will definitely see how this is going. But yeah, Tyler Robinson's Steam history is pretty fucking boring. Thank God, it's so boring. Anyway, next item.
Okay, next item. Going in a completely different direction. Sony had their fiscal year wrap up,
Mhm.
And one of the numbers that kind of stood out is that the percent that they made from physical sales went down again.
Mm.
So it basically I think in 2020, 6% of the revenue came from physical discs. In 2021, it dropped to 5%. That stayed that way. In 2024, it was 4%. And in the last fiscal year, it went down again to 3%. So it's continued to drop 1% each year. But this
At what point do they kill physical games?
Well, and this comes amidst rumors that the PS6 will have a disk drive, but that it will be specifically an add-on. That the default version will not have a disk drive. It will be like a special feature that you have to buy,
Mhm.
which I would appreciate because I still like to use it as a Blu-ray player. And also, I thought this was funny considering that I think I've bought more physical discs in the past month than I have in the past year.
Yeah.
Part of which is because I bought the physical version of Wu Chang Fallen Feathers so that I have it pre-political patch. That
Oh,
changed a
right.
lot of the enemies to NPCs that you couldn't kill.
Mhm.
And also on Remap Radio, the podcast, Rob Zachney was talking about an F1 game. And he was going through the history of this trilogy that I guess F1 21, 23, and 25 each have this campaign mode that continues to tell an ongoing story. And that as he's playing through F1 25, he's like, oh my God, the story is actually really interesting. The way the characters have evolved, the nuance that it gets into with their personal lives and how that affects the races. It is one of the better sports stories he's seen. So when I heard that, I thought this is really interesting. Turns out F1 21 and 23 are not available digitally.
Oh, interesting.
You cannot buy them. You can buy the discs. The discs are available and they're cheap because it's like a sports game that's been out for a while. So I bought both of them kind of brand new for like $20 each because just to say I have them since they're no longer available.
Right.
And I thought that was a funny contrast to the story of physical sales are going down, which makes sense because I buy everything digitally. The only reason I buy the disc is on these special occasions when digital fails.
Same with me. I see absolutely no reason to buy digital or buy physical just because of the convenience of it.
Yeah, but it is nice to have that option.
Yeah. Well, when the purge happens and we need to be not connected to the internet, it'll be nice to actually have a video game, physical game that we can stick into our machine and play.
Yeah. That's why I have my Odin, my handheld, that basically has an entire Blockbuster's worth of retro games on it.
All right, next item. I'm going to give you another opportunity because you've got 2 more and I only have 1.
Okay. Oh, you want me to go? I had said before I had a story about Call of Duty not being a good barometer for assessing, people's tendency to murder. As part of PlayStation's 30th anniversary, they put out a list of the top 20 games across PlayStation's history since PlayStation 1. Basically, the top 20 games on PlayStation of all time.
And when they say top 20, do they mean by sales? Do they mean by reviews? Okay.
Of those top 20, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. Like a solid 50% is Call of Duty.
Really?
So number 1, no surprise.
Oh, did you not have this as a banner?
Oh, did I not? What did I have as a banner? What are the banners I had?
You have Nintendo argue mods aren't real.
Oh, yeah, Xbox says. Okay, I guess I didn't. Well, anyways, so number 1, Grand Theft Auto 5. That makes a lot of sense. Number 2, Minecraft also makes a lot of sense. Then Red Dead Redemption 2 and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. So, Take-Two owns the top.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019,
Mm-hmm.
Marvel Spider-Man,
Mm-hmm.
Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Call
Mhm.
of Duty Black Ops Cold War,
Mm-hmm.
Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 2022, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. Then you finally have some little branching out. You've got Last of Us, God of War, Skyrim, then back to Call of Duty Black Ops, Rainbow Six Siege. Then we finish out with Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Call of Duty World War 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
So all Call of Duty and GTA, pretty much, except
Pretty much.
for
With
three
the
other games
occasional,
other than those.
with, a lot of Sony first party stuff, God of War, Last of Us, and Spider-Man.
Yeah. So
But then,
Marvels.
so you've got Sony first party stuff, Call of Duty, Take-Two, and then the one standouts are Rainbow Six Siege, Elder Skyrim,
Mhm.
and Minecraft.
Minecraft. Forgot about Minecraft. Yeah.
But it's basically Call of Duty, Take-Two, and Sony first party.
That's
But-
crazy.
But Call of Duty takes up a massive amount.
More than half of them.
So
Yep.
looking at that list, it was kind of shocking to see it put in. Call of Duty sells a lot, but to see it basically own the top 20.
And you know what's not on there?
Hmm.
No Battlefield. Not a single Battlefield. Not even close.
Nope.
Call of Duty, man. It is the juggernaut of all video games.
Yep.
All right, so that was a new one. So you still have two more.
Yeah. Okay. Microsoft put out an update. The Xbox PC app can now link to other storefronts to show your games on those storefronts.
Oh, good.
This is an update made in preparation for the Ally coming out later, because
Mhm.
the whole point of the Ally is that it's kind of a one-stop shop where you can see and access all of your games through a unified UI. So it makes sense for a Windows handheld running an Xbox OS to have some sort of update like this, and that they would put it out for the PC app.
Right.
And that's kind of it. It's just a nice feature. Like as I said before last week, the Ally has a UI like this called Armory Crate, where you can configure the handheld to launch into Armory Crate, and from there you can have a list of other storefronts. You can look at your library, and when you select a game in your library, it automatically launches that storefront to launch that game. So, this is something that's in there to begin with, but Xbox wants you to use their Xbox branded UI. And yeah, I haven't heard a lot of talk about the quality of it. I don't know how it compares to Armory Crate. So I think we'll probably get more information like that when it comes out on the handheld.
Right. Yeah.
Because
There's going to be a lot more people.
So few people use the Xbox PC app that trying to find like a review of an update to the app is surprisingly difficult.
Mhm. Yeah. All right. So my next item is, do you remember back when the LA fires were happening last year, and one of the founders of Treyarch decided to go up on the roof of a parking structure and launch a drone over the fires?
Oh, I vaguely remember this.
And that
yeah.
drone hit like the big Bertha Super Soaker plane and punched a hole in the wing and grounded it. And the plane was borrowed from the country of Canada. So it was a borrowed plane that he knocked out of service for 24 hours while they were repairing it, because he put a hole in the wing and essentially robbed them from being able to use this very important tool to save houses while this fire was blazing through LA. Guy's name is Peter Tripp Ackerman. And as I say, a common sense challenge Treyarch founder bro gets prison for this stunt. So this was back in January. Monday, this last Monday. He was sentenced by U.S. District Court Judge Michael W. Fitzgerald to serve 14 days in federal prison, followed by 30 days of home arrest. So yeah, Ackerman was one of the people who helped create the Treyarch, which obviously makes Call of Duty. He's going to have to pay $156,000 in various fines. So as part of the agreement, he also has to complete 150 hours of community service. And his lawyer shared a message from him that said he was deeply sorry about damaging the Canadian aircraft. Oh, by the way, 100,000 of those fines of the 156,000 is going to the country of Canada to help as restitution for breaking their aircraft. But he accepts responsibility for his grave error in judgment and is cooperating with the government to make amends. That's what he said immediately after he was caught. And because he hit it and then bailed. And then they found him later. And then all of a sudden he's really sorry and making amends. Well, he's making amends. I'm sorry I got caught. He is making amends for 2 weeks in federal prison and $156,000. But to be quite honest, is nowhere near what it should have been, because I think he's a smart guy. He started a video game company. He's not a fucking idiot. He should know. It should be patently obvious, especially with signs everywhere saying don't fly drones, aircraft in use. He should have known, don't fucking fly a drone over a goddamn urban wildfire. That's not fucking rocket science. I think it should have been much worse. I think that everyone that is sentenced for this kind of stuff should be taken into account, not only what they did, but how likely they should have known that it was a bad idea. If you're a 15-year-old kid and you just do something stupid because you didn't freaking know any better because you're 15 and your common sense challenged because you're 15, that's a big different thing from being 40 and using the same kind of logic. It also comes from a different place. One of them says, is fearless and can't accept consequences because they're too young to understand. The other one is, I'm not accepting my responsibility, or I think I'm different because I'm better than everyone. And that's what that mindset of the tech bros is. Rules don't apply to me because I'm special.
Move fast and break things.
Move fast and break
airplanes.
Things. Mm-hmm. I'm different. I'm special. Rules don't apply to me. Well, if you're coming from that mindset, especially somebody who is smart enough to know better, I think that more books need to be thrown at people that think like that, especially when damage is done. How many houses burnt down? Because you'll never know. How many houses burnt down that wouldn't have burnt down if that plane had been in service for an extra day? Maybe it was none. Maybe it was more than one. But even so, it's very easy to argue, he made people homeless. He destroyed lives. He might have even killed people. So, incidentally, speaking of like consequences of like being young and stupid and the consequences of your action and fuck around and find out, I saw The Long Walk last night. Stephen King. Did you see it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's really good.
That's a fucking movie.
Yeah, there's a fuck around and find out. That's the whole movie is fuck around and find out.
There's some harrowing parts of that.
It is a very, very good movie. Very predictable ending. But not predictable about how it's going to end, but once you see how it's going to end, you know what the ending's going to be. And it's good. The
I thought it was very well done.
The screenplay is almost literary in its, like, you could actually see it. It feels like it's a book. It's
It's extremely dialogue driven because it's mostly just people walking and talking for an hour and a half.
And the conversations that they have very much feel like they were drawn directly from a book. They're not the kind of conversations that people that young would be having in those situations.
Yeah, well, I
But
think it does a good job
It
of like
feels like it's a quality movie. It feels like it's the kind of movie that should be a classic.
yeah, it does a good job of having what feel like throwaway lines of dialogue build out the world a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's probably even better on a rewatch just because you'll catch more of those lines of like, oh, this is what the world is like because this is what someone mentioned.
Yeah, the world is not really explained, and I kind of respect it for that. You don't really understand why the world is the way it is, but ultimately, does it matter? No.
Yeah.
No, it's not about the world. It's about this small story of this what was it, 47, 46 guys in this moment doing this thing and why they're all doing it, and knowing that all but one's gonna die. So anyway, good movie, very good
Very
movie.
good.
I highly recommend. And if you think about freaking Stephen King movies, god damn. So I was walking out with the girl child, and I'm like, how does Stephen King keep writing this many books that are so different and all of them so fucking good? He still has it. He's still that creative. How? He hasn't run out of new ideas, and they're not schlocky. And she's like, "Oh, is he done a lot of movies?" I'm like, let me pull up his books. The Green
also-
Mile, The Shawshank Redemption, Carrie, Christine, Cujo, The Shining. He wrote The Shining? Yes! He's been doing this long, and he's still this good.
Also, you know what's funny? That's the first thing he ever wrote.
With The Shining?
The Long Walk.
Oh, is it really? I didn't realize
it's a short story.
Oh.
It wasn't the first thing he published, but it was one of the first stories that he wrote that was then published a ways after.
No, I thought this was new. Okay.
No, this is based on like one of the oldest things he's written. I think he
Wow.
originally wrote it as a metaphor for the Vietnam draft.
Yeah, I could see it.
Which, like, yeah, you can totally see it.
Yeah, especially the conversation of how is it that we all sign up for this?
Yeah, it was
do
published
we
that way.
really have a choice? It says
Exactly.
we don't have to, but do we do it? We all do it. Of course we do. That's
Yeah,
what you do.
volunteer.
You
But
volunteer.
everyone volunteers.
That's right.
Do you know anyone who didn't volunteer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well,
Which again, kind of
I got
raises
that
some
metaphor, but
questions.
I was thinking it was modern, and it was kind of almost a treatise on why we can't bring the draft back.
I mean,
And how we might.
It's kind of both, right? Because it was certainly updated for modern times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, I don't want to wreck it. Don't want to
Yeah.
wreck it. But it's a
No,
really good movie.
Stephen King adaptations have also had a really good year. The Monkey is like a fun, goofy version. And I've heard that Life of Chuck is really good. I didn't see it in theaters.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about The Monkey because she's seen that.
Yeah, that's Stephen King.
That's Stephen King.
And yeah, Life of Chuck. I haven't seen that one, but
Mhm.
I want to see that one when it's on streaming.
Yeah, I'm kind of like impress upon her like Stephen King is like
You said
part of your childhood.
you said that she saw The Shining. She liked The Shining.
I don't know if she's seen The Shining or she's just aware of The Shining.
Okay, yeah, don't bother showing her that one. That movie's trash.
Oh my god, what?
Yeah.
It's a classic.
I fucking hate The Shining. That movie is so bad.
Really?
I genuinely think that movie is bad.
So did Stephen King. Surprisingly.
Yeah.
He absolutely hated that movie.
And he was right to.
Oh no, I liked it. Although, now we know how they tortured Shelley Duvall to the point of where they made her insane. They actually affected her long-term mental status from that. She was never the same person after that because
I believe it.
They was back in the day when you could get away with doing that to people. Is all of that stuff that she was screaming and what she was going through, that was really happening to her. That's the kind of torture that they were mental torture they were putting her through, so that when it was done, she was broken. She was never right again after that, and never could really act again. Ruined her career. Anyway,
All for a movie that's not very good.
I really like it.
AC Ray says, I watched Superman 2025 and Alien Romulus this week. Both were quite good.
I will
Both
let
are very
Chris
good.
know that that Alien Romulus is. I finally watched Ready Player One last night. I never saw it.
It was okay.
That's all right.
I thought it was fine.
It feels very Disney, but it was still a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alien Romulus is surprisingly good.
Yeah. All right.
It's a good one.
Last item.
Alien Earth, the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking cool.
Really?
Fucking good. Oh, it's fucked up. It's like,
Yeah,
but like
I can do that.
not gory fucked up. Just, oh man, this is kind of fucked up.
Okay. All right.
It's-
Maybe
it's
I'll watch
basically-
an episode without telling anyone.
It's
and then
basically
decide.
all about, hey, let's put children that are about to die, let's transfer their consciousness into adult bodies. And it's like, we succeeded in this. This is cool. We have cyborgs that have human consciousness in them that aren't just robots. Like, what can we do with them? What can we do with them?
Oh, that's kind of messed up.
Right? It's fucked up.
I'm thinking Milo. Remember Milo?
Oh yeah, Milo. And I will say, there's nothing like creepy sex doll things like that.
Okay, good.
It's just, hey, let's, they're strong, right? Let's send them into a crazy, dangerous search and rescue situation.
But they're little kids
Yeah.
up here.
Yeah.
All right.
Also,
anyway.
oh man, the eyeball monster. Oh, the fucking
Yeah.
eyeball creature. Unsung hero of that story.
Okay. Final item.
Okay, anyways, yeah, this is actually kind of interesting. Nintendo continuing their villain trajectory.
Yeah, they
So-
really have hit the villain arc, haven't they?
Yeah, so in 2021 they filed a patent for the Pokemon style creature collecting. In 2024 they registered a divisional patent, and that divisional patent is part of the lawsuit against Palworld. Palworld is saying no, you can't put these divisional patents in, and as part of that they're citing a lot of prior art. One of the prior arts that they mention is a Dark Souls 3 mod called Pocket Souls. Nintendo countered that by saying that mods cannot count as prior art because they can't stand on their own. And that, if the court agrees with that, sets kind of a dangerous precedent, because that basically means you come out with a mod. I can patent the mechanics in that mod and then turn around and sue you
for
with it. Which is like, hey, how messed up can you get? But look, if there's a way to screw someone with patents, someone will find a way to do it. And so,
And chances are it's going to be Nintendo.
yeah, and this is just the argument Nintendo is making. The court hasn't made a decision about this yet. And
Mhm.
I think the lawyer talked to as part of the Games Radar article said that it's unlikely to do it because prior art doesn't necessarily require it to be a standalone commercial product.
Mhm.
But it's still a really extreme argument that Nintendo is making, that
Well, Nintendo has
This
also had
piece of
things
art.
that shouldn't have been accepted.
oh yes,
accepted.
yeah, as we got into last week, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which was, we talked about that yesterday, how they had patented summoning creatures to help you.
Yeah.
And that is now their official patent. And nobody in patent law, or even with any kind of modicum of common sense, can believe that the patent office accepted it and gave them the patent for it, because it is so ludicrous. It's like patenting air at this point when it comes to any kind of games. So even beyond games.
So yeah, the article continues that Nintendo probably doesn't mind if mods become collateral damage because they've taken action against mods in the past,
Mm-mm.
both for Nintendo themed mods, for Gary's mod, and just someone modding Breath of the Wild.
Right. And it also would give them an opportunity to see mods and go out and patent those and then sue them, because like you said, they're on their villain arc.
That's true.
It just
Leave
creates
nothing
more
on the table.
opportunity more opportunities for them to make money off of suing people who can't afford to defend themselves.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's that. Ugh, Nintendo,
Yes.
God. It's just, they feel icky these days. They really are icky.
Yeah, at least the lawyers suck.
Not just the lawyers, the company. I mean, the lawyers are only doing stuff at the direction of Nintendo. That comes from the top. Lawyers don't work on their own.
AC Wraith also specifies it's about the way the creatures are summoned, like being carried in by flying creatures. That's why I made a Lord of the Rings eagle joke last episode.
Yeah.
And I will end by saying I found the name of the game where you play as a kid trying to hide playing video games for your mom.
Mhm.
It is called, appropriately, Time for Bed.
Oh.
So if you just put that into Steam, you can find the game.
Time for Bed. Okay.
Yes.
I will look that up. I just got to look. Somebody is back from the movies. I think he saw him.
Oh, him was fucking weird. I loved it.
Of course you did.
It was bizarre. Style over substance, but god damn, what style?
Yeah.
Like, genuinely.
Is that the one about the football camp
Yeah.
from hell? Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
not seeing that one. Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Nope.
It's actually not.
That and Black Phone 2. Nope.
Oh, I'm excited for Black Phone 2.
I know you are. You would be. I am excited to have missed Black Phone 2.
I think
Mm-hmm.
you would actually like the Black Phone 1.
Nope. I don't
think-
even want to open the door for the possibility of being pressured into seeing Black Phone 2.
And I'm saying that because
I care about consequences.
it's a ghost story where the ghosts aren't the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so that creates an interesting situation where it's like, oh, this thing that I should be scared of is actually not the scary thing in the movie.
No, I'm not going to see it because, like I said, it would open up the door.
Okay.
for
Okay.
being
I
pressured into
respect
see
that.
2.
I respect that. And okay, I will say 2, it looks like a Freddy Krueger ripoff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, this guy is killing people in their dreams. Okay. First movie, nothing to do with that. Like it's like, oh, we made an interesting psychological. The Black Phone was written by Stephen King's son. That should give you a sense of what kind of story it is.
Okay.
The sequel is, well, fuck, what do we do now? I don't know. Let's make a Freddy Krueger ripoff.
Let's murder everybody in their sleep.
Let's exactly.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
yeah.
All right. So, and anything else before we close out this show? Please, 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 if you have not, please sign up for our Discord. Go in there because, as I said, we will be changing the Pack Swag Bag channel to the giveaway channel.
Already changed it. It's already been changed.
Thank you.
On
So
top
yeah,
stuff,
there's
isn't
there
it?
right there. There's the Discord link. If you are not seeing that, if you're listening on the audio podcast, go to our description for our show. It should be in there, or if not, you can just look up the GameHounds on and do a search in Discord. You will find us. It'll be pretty obvious who we are. But join our Discord and join that channel, get an alert on that channel. And when we figure out how to give away these Steam keys, we will let you know. And like I said, we're going to be wanting people to play with us next Saturday or next Friday, probably either Friday or Saturday, and stream it with us so that we can enjoy Edie screaming at the top of her lungs about being left behind and left to die by Nick. Nick pushing me behind him as he runs past.
I
to trip
never
me.
leave a friend behind.
Oh,
I get lost.
No, you'd never do that. No, never.
Never.
All right. So, anything else before we want to let this happen?
No.
All right. So, on that note, let's wait for it. Actually, I have to go to it. And let's close this out. You've been listening to GameHounds. GameHounds episode 3. 794. We recorded this on Sunday, September 21st, 2025. I've been Edie Sellers, and with me has been Nick DiNicola. Ways to get a hold of us: GameHounds.net is our website. GameHounds@gmail.com is our email. We record this show live every Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch. On Facebook, we are the GameHounds. On YouTube, we are GameHounds Vids, VIDS, as in videos, all one word. And on Twitch, we are the GameHounds. If you are watching on any of those platforms right now, please go to like and subscribe. However, follow, whatever you need to do. It really, really does make a difference for us. So please, please, please do that. If you are listening to us as an audio podcast, you most likely found us on iTunes, Apple Podcasts. We are on Apple Podcasts. We're on iHeartRadio. Pretty much everywhere you can find a podcast, that's where we are. If you listen there, thank you so much. And if there's an opportunity where you're seeing it to leave us some feedback, please do. You can't believe the difference that makes in the algorithm wherever you are, if there is even just one word of feedback. And honestly, we would love to have more people in here. So if you could do that, we appreciate it. Again, as I said, Discord right there on the screen. And if not, it's going to be in the description of wherever you see this show or wherever you find this show. Please join our Discord. And in particular, go to that giveaway channel to find out more stuff that we'd be giving away. Who knows? I might even be giving away an old Steam Deck.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
Maybe. No. But no. So, yeah, go in there, find it.
Well, then.
And also, don't forget, we are 100% Patreon funded. Yes, it is you lovely people, that make this show possible. It doesn't pay for everything, but it certainly offsets all of the costs for this. So please go to our Patreon, patreon.com/GameHounds. $1 a month is all we ask, and it really, really, really does help pay for this. Thank you so much for listening. Everybody in the chat room, thank you so much. And once again, AC Wraith, our link bitch, for providing us every link of absolutely everything we talked about. You are the wind beneath our wings, but you know that. Have a great week, everyone. We will talk to you later. Bye.
I like how the second cat behind you found the sunbeam.
That's what they do. Have a great week, everyone. Bye. All right, everyone. Have a great week. I have to go to a concert. I got a man standing here who's been standing here for the last 5 minutes with the look of like, are you done
I thought you were
yet?
going to say standing here for the last hour.
No, he's sitting right here.
He's
like,
just standing there.
Like, if I look at him, he will start talking. So I'm going to get off right now so I can look at him. Bye, everyone.
Don't look him in the eyes.